Hello everyone. Today's lesson is about parallel structure. Give you an example straight away of a faulty in a structure which is not parallel. So for example, here it says this question is for testing whether you are a human visitor and to prevent automated spam submissions. Here's an error here. You have it here, you can see it for testing and to prevent. So to fix this, we have to fix them all together in a parallel way. So we have for testing and for preventing. Up here it's wrong, you can see it says here and to prevent, and the question here is says this question is for testing. So down here it has to be and preventing, for preventing. An example for daily life situations where we can see things. For example, if you enter an elevator, you will see a sign in the elevator. It says 4,500 pounds or 280 kilograms or 28 persons. This is parallel because you have the numbers, and after the numbers you have the unit. So it's a unit, a number, and then a unit, or number unit or number unit. These two sentences here, they contain unparalleled items as we see. This is a report that Savannah researched, Pat wrote, and the editing was done by Justin. Here you can see where the parallelism is going. Savannah researched, Pat wrote, and then the next sentence after and, it's not parallel. The editing was done by Justin. You can see it here, the editing was done by Justin. Here are all the actions that happened. Savannah researched, Pat wrote. These are correct, and then it comes to this one. It says here the editing was done by Justin. Now this is the correct way to write it. This is a report that Savannah researched, Pat wrote, and Justin edited. This is more parallel. You see all the three of them, they're all going in parallel. 3 lines and they're all parallel. The next example, rather than arrive late for the show, she decided either to cut short her previous engagement or that she should reschedule it. Here, this is where it happens here again, either or. So after either we have to cut short her previous engagement, and then after or we have that she should reschedule it. Okay, you can see here it's not parallel. I had a hard time saying it just now. So this is not parallel. Now this is now parallel. Rather than arrive late for the show, she decided either to cut short her previous engagement or to reschedule it. This sounds more parallel. You can see here to cut, to reschedule. So to put it in other words, parallelism, it's the secret to make sure everything is the same. Okay, you can see here also there's twins. By that it's just an example to make everything similar, parallel, and then it goes very smooth with a lot of harmony. Also another example that we can see in our daily life, when you're tanking up the car and you are paying with Visa, because some of these tanks you can fill up with in the fuel station. To fill up the tank, they come with a Visa card. So they say here, first thing, the instructions that are given: insert card, remove the nozzle, push button to select fuel grade, begin fueling, return nozzle to the pump. All this is parallel. You can see how the verb is giving instruction: insert, remove, push, begin, return. Also in public places where you're not allowed to eat, drink or smoke, perhaps on a bus, you will see a sign that would say no smoking, eating or drinking, but you will never see it unparallel. If it's unparallel, you will read something like no smoking, drinking or food. That's not parallel at all, because there are actions: smoking, drinking, eating, not food. Here also in this example everything is the same. You see here Jason is not only but also not only captain of the soccer team but also president of SGA. Here you have the parallelism is correct, and also here he was black, happy and poor. This is parallelism also, but none of these things determined who he was, or limited what he did. So you have here determined who he was, or limited what he did. This is also parallel. Here's a very simple example in parallelism in everyday use. See it, shoot it, send it. This is what you would do sometimes with your mobile. You will see it, shoot it, and send it. So you can say see it, shoot it, then sending it to someone, for example. No, you will just put it in parallelism, see it, shoot it, send it. And here are the conjunctions that you could meet, and then you will know on this side, on the left side of the coordinating conjunctions or correlative conjunctions, that there you have to do the parallelism. So for example, you have the word for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. These are coordinating conjunctions. They're called fanboys. So if you have, for example, a sentence and then it comes followed by the word and, or any of these words, then you will know that there has to be a parallelism on the left hand side of this word, and there's on the other side, the right hand side, it has to be parallel. They both have to be parallel. And the correlative conjunctions such as either or, neither nor, both and, not only but also, whether or, these are very important. This side here, after whether, for example, you have to have the sentence or the verb. What's the verb structure? Is it in the past tense? Is it in the future tense? Is it a gerund? Is it an infinitive? Then you have to put on the other side the same thing likewise. So for example, here the two team captains were watching the practice, and here is a conjunction. Watching, finding. This is parallel. Okay. According to the polls, Alvin Green didn't have a chance, yet he won by a landslide. This is also parallel. Yet. Here you have it. It's parallel on the other side. Okay. That he didn't, he won. Okay. And here they are looking for someone who could run the office, but who would work for peanuts. Here I have this between brackets to remind you of idioms. Work for peanuts means to work for very little money. Now let's look at these examples. It's not getting tougher, but you have to just be careful with the correlatives. Okay, so Sue spent the entire trip either arguing with me or with Virginia. Okay, either or here, it's correct. It's not unparalleled structure with using either or, but something is here that's very wrong. You see here the trip, either arguing. You have to put arguing before either. Trip, arguing either with me or with Virginia. So this sounds more logical. Sue spends the entire trip arguing either with me or with Virginia. Okay, here on the other side it says Sue spent the entire trip either arguing with me or arguing with Virginia. You can add arguing here, but why make it tough? Make it the easy way. Do it the easy way, just by putting the verb before either, and then it will be correct. The other example, the proposed exam will not only affect curricula but provide uniform standards or assessment. Here we remind you again that not only you have to come with, after that should be followed by but also. So if also is missing here, it's wrong. You have to put also, because it's one of the rules of the correlatives with not only. Not only have to be followed by but also. So in this example, this is an incorrect example because you can immediately see that but here is on its own. It has to be but also. I always like going to church not only as an obligation but as an opportunity to wear my new clothes. That's not parallel. So here we add but also. I always like going to church not only as an obligation but also as an opportunity to wear my new clothes. Let's look at parallelism in series. We need a plumber, plasterer, and someone to paint. Well, someone to paint, that's a painter. So instead of putting someone to paint, it's better to say painter, plumber, plasterer, and painter. Parallelism. Next example, our vacation included camping, canoeing, and to watch birds. Here it's wrong, to watch birds. Our vacation included camping, which is a hobby, canoeing, a hobby or an activity, canoeing, an activity, and bird watching, that's an activity. So here he named the activities. Here he said the action, to watch birds, which is not correct. Parallelism with words. This is a wrong structure on the left hand side. This proposal is profitable, timely, and it helps us. Well, the right way to say it is this proposal is profitable, timely, and helpful. Here you can see all its adverbs. Here this is not an adverb. An example with phrases. A good attitude, being on time, and speaking effectively are her attributes. Here it's wrong, you have to say a good. What is it? Who's having that good? A good what? Who is the person? So here it is, having a good attitude, being on time, and speaking effectively are her attributes. That's here it's not parallel. Here you have to put having a good attitude. Next one is with clauses. Okay, did you know that you have a purpose, that you are needed, and we love you? You see here that you have a purpose, that you are needed. Here the parallelism goes all wrong. You have to put it in the same way like it is above with the clause, which is that, and that you are loved. Also the parallelism with repetition, to repeat things, the same thing on and on. When you're opening the sentence, without honors, without a girlfriend, without a job. So here you have it, Warner graduated from Harvard Law School without honors, without a girlfriend, without a job. And also on the other side, repetition here is people, of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is just a quick reminder for you all, just to remember that when you use either, you use or, not nor, and the other way around. If you use neither, you should use nor and not or. Okay, and these are examples below. The steaks at the new restaurant are either overcooked nor. Nor here is wrong, it has to be or. And the next example, neither the victim's name or his condition is known. Here it's wrong. If it starts with a neither, which is with an n, there must be an n on the other side. It's like a mathematical equation. Neither nor, either or. This is a few examples also to practice on. Many gases are invisible, odorless, and they have no taste. Here, and they have no taste. This is where the mistake is. It has to be tasteless. They have no taste means they're tasteless. Mr. Foster is not only an excellent barber but also sings well. So you have here the adjective and the noun, but then there is no adjective noun. This is how the parallelism is, adjective noun, but here there isn't, so it has to be a good singer, or you can put an excellent singer. Okay, our final example. The contamination of air continues, and it threatens not only the comfort but the existence of the Earth's inhabitants. So where's the wrong structure here? Of course, I told you earlier that if you use not only, you have to put but also. So the contamination of air continues, and it threatens not only the comfort but also the existence of the Earth's inhabitants. Okay, thank you all for listening and watching the video.